Alright everyone, welcome to the channel. So as usual, I'm going to be checking out Shiba Inu versus the USD pair, but then we're going to be going into a very important chart, another method of valuing the price of Shiba Inu that I think all altcoin holders should be doing, and it's going to be a common theme throughout my videos today. First of all, let's jump into the USD price for Shiba as we normally do. Now, I really want to emphasize, by clearing all of these drawings just for one moment, you can see that the entire trend is unfortunately invalidated. Now, even if you draw this from the candle body close in order to move the 786 Fibonacci down a few pegs, you can still see we are massively invalidating this trend at this moment in time. And you can really see if you do put in a weekly close below this trend line at 1846, then unfortunately Shiba is going to be entering macro bearish against the Bitcoin pair. Now, if we rewind this back a few steps, so we've got a little bit more data to work with, we can really see what is going on at this moment in time. First of all, if we focus on your weekly EMA ribbons, your weekly EMA ribbons are currently green. However, this is because there is not much data traded at this moment in time on the Poloniex chart, which is what I'm going to be using for this. It goes back far enough to kind of see this rally, this bull trap, or bull trend rather, that initiated and de-initiated, should I say, and is capitulating. So looking at the weekly EMA ribbons, you can see they are heading down very, very strongly. I imagine that within the next month, within the next couple of weeks, that you could potentially see, like I said, coming into next month also, approximately, very approximately, that the Shiba Inu EMA ribbons on the weekly are going to be capitulating bearish. Volume as well, it's very hard to see the volume on both the Dogecoin and Shiba pairs. It looks like we're not seeing much volume, but this is really because whenever there's so much hype in the market for these, so much volume comes in that it makes the volume that we see today look very, very small and dainty. But you hop over to the daily, and you can really see within the past week's worth of data traded on the daily time frames, it is predominantly selling volume. And you hop over to the weekly, you can see that we are getting exponential increases in the volume, and the fact that we're dumping and the selling volume is increasing is indicative that we're going to drop further, the same way how when we were pumping and the volume was increasing, it's indicative that the price is going to keep going higher. It's the exact same with the volume to the downside. We dump, the bearish volume increases, we keep on dumping. We pump, the buying volume keeps on increasing, we keep pumping. It's the exact same for both methods. And when you're dumping and you see volume start to decrease, that is typically when you see a trend reversal. And unfortunately at this moment in time, we're not seeing that. If we look at this on the daily EMA ribbons, you can clearly see, looking at your momentum indicators, the squeeze mom is pushing to the downside very, very strongly, indicative that we do have much further to go down. You can also see I've highlighted this green rectangle on the screen on the USD pair between the prices of 1219 and 511. Obviously I'm not going to include all of the zeros, but it does seem like if we do come to these levels, that Shiba would once again be adding a zero to its valuation, which is probably not a good thing to see. We had a strong bounce here on the psychological level once we added a zero, and you can see we pumped back up, decreased the zero, and now it looks like we're going to be adding another zero to our price. So zooming out on the daily, you can also see the EMA ribbons perfectly define the downtrend. Since we topped out at the all-time high up here, the EMA ribbons have flipped bearish, and every time we come into them, we get rejected and we move back lower. Now, a break above the EMA ribbons is not a confirmed breakout. What you want to see when you're flipping the EMA ribbons is this. You want to see a break above that step number one. You want to see, you want to get topped out at some point, obviously, before you come back down and retest the EMA ribbons. That is number two. Now, number three, this is the most important part. You can forget the other two. If the third one doesn't happen, you're not bullish. You need to break above the previous invalidation point. That is what defines a textbook EMA flip. If you do not do that, you never break bullish. So you can see sometimes we have these fake outs, you get the invalidation point, you back test, you come up, and this is not bullish. This is an M pattern after having a fake out. And as always, a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. We had a fast move to the downside. The fast move ended up being another failed move. A failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. We had a fast move in the opposite direction, came back to back test, didn't confirm it as support, That was a failed move as we didn't break above this invalidation point. Once again, a failed move. We didn't do this. We didn't break bullish equals a fast move in the opposite direction. Since then, all we've been doing is getting battered against the EMA ribbons, getting absolutely slaughtered and heading down. Coming into the 4-hourly EMA ribbons, you can see a tiny bit of a push up on the squeeze mob. I don't think this is bullish, because if we look at the last few times this has happened, it has basically been, you know, a baby indicator that we're on the lower time frames, we're coming up to the EMA ribbons and we're about to get rejected. And what have we done quite recently on the EMA ribbons? Well, you can see we've got a very harsh rejection. I hate seeing all these bearish technicals. I wish I saw something bullish that I could comment on, but I'm a straight shooter. I see everything being bearish. I don't see many bullish technicals at all. And, you know, I have to say it how it is. It looks bearish. So every time frame looks pretty brutal, and we're now in this accumulation range. So I would imagine the weekly close is unfortunately going to happen below your 786 Fibonacci. You can actually see it already has happened. So very unfortunate. This entire trend for Shiba has been invalidated, and now we need to focus on the lows down here and also this accumulation range, because it can get a lot more ugly if we fall out of this accumulation range. In my opinion, I predicted this in the past video, which is why you see this move down. We were predicting a 58% move to the downside. You know, we've only moved down like 1% or 2%, so you know, nothing crazy. We really haven't started moving down yet, but you know, this red green red formation looks like this previous red green red formation, which looks like this previous red green red, which looks like this previous red green red, and they always red green red landslide. Almost all of these red green reds, red green red landslide. I don't really see, this was the only red green red that didn't play out. We actually reversed from it, and then you can see green red greens, the opposite, they do reverse to the upside. But every red green red we have, it seems to massively capitulate us, and it seems like, in my opinion, today, maybe coming in tomorrow, we're probably going to capitulate for all of the altcoins. So what is that important chart that I've been talking about at the start of the video? Because I've basically wrapped up what's going on Shiba. We're clearly not bullish, in my opinion. We're going to be moving down to 504, which is another 57% drop. I'm just looking at things objectively. We're very, very bearish against the USD at this moment in time. So I want to look at Shiba against the BTC pair. Now, very unfortunately, there is only one SHIB BTC pair over on TradingView, and it is this one over here on Bitfinex. We have wrapped Bitcoin actually on HoneySwap. Does the wrapped Bitcoin pair work? No, it doesn't work, because it says that we've been going up for the past couple of weeks, and we clearly have not been going up for the past couple of weeks. So unfortunately, both the wrapped BTC pair, I have no idea what HoneySwap is doing with this chart. Very wrong data over on here. And then also, you know, you look at the SHIB BTC pair over on Bitfinex, and I'm pretty sure we haven't, you know, we literally went from 0 to 100, and the price is just completely flat. So for some reason, TradingView does not want people to look at the SHIB BTC pairs. So unfortunately, we're going to be having to look at SHIB BTC over on CoinMarketCap. And why we look at the BTC pair for the altcoins is very simple. Number one, you buy altcoins because you want a better risk to reward ratio, meaning that you're willing to buy something that's more risky than Bitcoin. You're hoping to get a better reward against the US dollar. So, you know, if you buy Bitcoin and you buy Shiba, if the market goes up, you're risking more by holding your money in Shiba, but you're hoping that if the market does go up, that you'll make, you know, 2 or 3 times the amount of money as you would if you were holding Bitcoin. I completely understand that. So that theory only works if you're in a bull market, or if the altcoin pair is outperforming Bitcoin. So looking at this, obviously it's very unfortunate that we can't look at the TradingView pair, because TradingView does not want us to look at the data for it, or it just doesn't care enough to add their own trading pair. I mean, I can't really blame them too much. I'm not being salty. I mean, they've got so many hundreds of trading pairs on here. I just wish there was a SHIB BTC pair. However, looking at Shiba Inu against Bitcoin over on CoinMarketCap, you can very much see we have topped out, and this top reminds me of this top down here. We are clearly capitulating, and at this moment in time, You know, looking at this on the yearly, we're clearly in a huge downtrend for Shiba Inu against the price of Bitcoin. So in my opinion, it does not make sense why you would hold Shiba Inu while we're entering this bearish phase. And, you know, looking at the year to date, we're clearly very bearish. Looking at the year, we're still technically bullish, but, you know, I'm pretty good at eyeballing Fibonacci's. Unfortunately, I won't be able to draw a fib on this screen, but I can tell you, drawing a fib from low to high here, we would be below the 786 Fibonacci, or we would literally be sitting on the cusp of it right now. You know, this looks like we broke up, came down, rejected from your 0.5, broke down, rejected from your 0.6, came down, and you're probably sitting on the 786, or you're probably just below it at this moment in time. In fact, can we actually look at it here on TradingView? Oh, we actually can. This is great. Can I zoom out? If we go to the weekly time frame and we talk about this trend, like I said, let's see how accurate I was. I think we're below the 786 fib. I think we bounced up, rejected off the 0.6. So we've got the bounce here, came down, rejected off the 0.6, just like I said, lollygagged on the 786, and now we're capitulating below the 786. So it's a very, oh no, this is the USD pair. It's playing with my feelings here. It's playing with my feelings. So yeah, unfortunately, we've just got these really weird charts where we can't, unfortunately, look at the Shiba Inu to BTC chart. I do apologize for that. That was actually the USD. But yeah, as you can see, it looks like we've been rejected from your 618 or your 0.5, rolled down, rejected from your 618, and you're probably sitting on / below the 786 right now. So, in my opinion, for the Bitcoin market, it looks like we're doing something like this, which we were in 2017 before breaking into that bear market. It looks like we're on the cusp of a capitulation. This weekly wick that we had in 2017, I remember being in the market back then, and everyone, all the greed returned back into the market for 1 week. Everyone DCA'd into altcoins. Everyone was talking about buy the dip on altcoins. Now is the time to buy the dip. That is normally the time when you see the next weekly capitulation come in. Everyone runs out of money to buy the dip, everyone gets wrecked, everyone gets salty, everyone leaves the market. This is when you see like a month or two of bearish accumulation, or just chop zigzagging to the side. And I think that's what we're getting ready for on Bitcoin. I hate to say it, I'm a crypto YouTube channel. I wish I could say everything was bullish all the time. I'd get more views, more likes, more subscribers, but I'm looking at this objectively. I'm a straight shooter. I'm not gonna lollygag, beat around the bush, or sugarcoat my statements. In my opinion, I think Shiba Inu and all the altcoin pairs are going to get absolutely slaughtered against Bitcoin. And that is especially if Bitcoin closes below 29,000. In my opinion, the bloody month is going to be coming this month, and probably I really think it's going to be coming in, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think that's when we're going to capitulate. I think the US dollar is going to make a move next week. It's already extremely bullish. This would mean the bear market would open bearish. This would mean the stock market would open bearish. That would mean the crypto market would then turn bearish and sour once again, and we'd probably see this mass capitulation, one quick flush out before the bear market bottom is in. That is my opinion. That is what I think we're going to do. I hate looking at the data and having it be bearish, but like I said, I look at things objectively. I'm a straight shooter. I say it how it is. I don't beat around the bush, and it looks like we are about to capitulate. In my opinion, could be wrong. Don't have a crystal ball. None of us do. We're all just looking at the data, looking at probabilities, and in my opinion, from my TA, from a technical perspective, from a Fibonacci perspective, from an emotional perspective, and by emotional perspective, I don't mean my own emotions. I mean the psychology of the markets, the psychology, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, pampered up by the greed that enters in the last couple of days when people buy the dip before the capitulation. Everything looks like 2017 in my opinion. The 4-year cycles played out absolutely perfectly. You can see if we come over here, you know, 210-day cycle from high to high, from here to here, 204-day cycle from high to high. It looks like we're breaking down, sucks to say, but like I said, now, in my opinion, is not the right time to be picking up altcoins. I think they're going to get absolutely slaughtered against Bitcoin. So, like I said, hate to say it, just looking at things objectively, looks like Shiba Inu is going to be heading down against both the USD and the BTC pair. Obviously, we can't, you know, do anything with here, but, you know, looking at this SHIB versus BTC on CoinMarketCap, it looks very, very telltale that we're breaking bearish to me. That's all I've got. I hope you found some value in this video looking at things from a different perspective. Like I said, if you do hold altcoins at this moment in time, I highly recommend checking out the BTC pair, because like I said, you hold altcoins, we all hold altcoins because we want higher returns in the markets than what Bitcoin can offer us. And when you're taking on all of this extra risk, you at least want to be outperforming Bitcoin. Otherwise, you're taking on all the risk for no reason. And it does seem like Bitcoin is outperforming. So be very cautious in these altcoin markets. Like I said, I do not have a crystal ball, but in my opinion, I'm weighing up the probabilities, and it looks like Bitcoin is about to capitulate. That is all I've got for you. Best of luck. Hope you found some value in this content. As always, cowboy out, not financial advice. Peace.